Backstage at Rock on the Range 2018. I'm Lou Brutus from the world-famous hardDrive. My 11th straight year at Rock on the Range. It goes to 11 this year, and Matt and Brian from 10 years join me. Great to see you guys again. How you been?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing very, very well. Tell me about your past experiences here at Rock on the Range.
Craziness. The crowds are insane, and it's like every rocker kid's dream come true is what this show is.
It is. It's nice to be a fanboy too on these shows.
With it being the 11th, the number 11, of course, comes to mind. And when I think 11, I think of this is Spinal Tap. Absolutely. Every band has Spinal Tapian moments where things go wrong. Tell me about some of yours.
One time we were at a venue and it was time to go on stage, and I got locked out in a hallway, and I was like literally in a hallway and the door locked and I couldn't get in, and I could hear our intro. And I was like, okay, this is not good. I had to go outside and go in through the front door and walk through the crowd to get to the stage.
File that under living the dream.
It's a good one. I don't know that I have one. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
What kind of band guy are you with no Spinal Tap?
I'm the efficient one, apparently.
You kids have it too easy anymore.
Yeah.
Tell me about the new record. This is the new Christy Minstrels record from 10 years, Ramblin'.
This one's one louder.
One louder.
One louder.
Actually, it's like a mighty wind from Chris Guest.
It's close.
You guys really, I think there's a couple of other bands who have been at it for a number of years who I think are really on career highs once again, and 10 years is one of them. The last year or so has been, I think, for you guys, very, very exciting. Tell me why you suppose that is.
I think it had probably a lot to do with kind of rearranging the structure of the band and getting Brian and myself back to writing together, because all those albums that got us kind of where we were in the first place were us playing guitar together, which we haven't done on stage until the last 2 years. So it was kind of just a return to form, I think, the writing and everything.
When you guys get together to write, is there a certain formula you like? Do you like to sit on a couch? Do you like to stand? Do you have a guitar? Do you bring a piano in sometimes? What are those actual sessions like?
This time around, we got into a room and we set up just like we would on stage, and we just made noise until something happened. And he and I have this weird ability to communicate fully through our instrument. We don't talk the songs out or say, hey, why don't you take this part, or I'll take the lead here. We don't do any of that. Literally, we just start playing, and then we just kind of follow each other's lead. And we did that this whole writing session for the new album, and it worked out really well. And then basically we were writing so much music that Jesse was like, you guys have got to stop because I can't possibly write to all this. So we were having fun again, and we're able to communicate better because we're older and wiser now. So everything did feel just more fun and exciting again.
Give me an example of something maybe you weeded out of the process that used to be part of it when you worked.
A big part was just changing the lineup a little bit. We had to change the lineup again. Like, even when I played drums before, Matt and I were still writing a lot of the guitar stuff, and it felt now with me on guitar and both of us able to really just kind of embrace that. It was just smoother, more efficient, and we're able to communicate better now. That, and we didn't used to just get in a room and do it all together. It was kind of more a couple guys working at a time away and stuff like that. And this time we made it open door, just get in a room, like I said, kind of like we're set up on stage, and make noise until something happens. And that just, I think it made the process more fun, because before we couldn't do it because our communication wasn't great and we'd end up in an argument basically. Now is we were able just to get in there, and I felt like a high schooler again, felt like a kid.
Something I would like to get a take on from each of you gentlemen is, band makeup. As you've mentioned, there were some personnel changes in the group. Sometimes it seems to me that you can have the greatest players in the world in a band, but they don't always make great bandmates. What makes a great bandmate?
I think communication, the ability to take criticism, because sometimes you don't always give 100% on your creativeness. You don't always hit a home run. So if I come up with an idea that everyone else is like, that's not that great, I should be able to accept that maybe not all of them are home runs, right? And
Stupid jerks.
I know, exactly. And when we were young, that's kind of how we were.
Yeah.
Everyone was very precious with their ideas. We married to our ideas really quickly. Now we're more open and laid back.
I mean, it is about trust and all that stuff because you have to get along and you all have to enjoy it. So that's pretty much it, you know.
And what about the speaking again about bandmates and having a good bandmate? What are some good things? What are some bad things about tour life when it comes to folks?
That can be everything, you know, arrogance. Everyone's, you know, we're all fighting to live, not fighting, but we all live in a, you know, glorified hallway. So if you're, you know, a messy person or you're loud or you keep yourself up all night, and everything you do affects everybody all day long. So you really have to be adult enough to respect everybody's space all at the same time.
What would be like a pet peeve somebody in the band might do, like trimming their toenails in the front lounge? Like, what are the kind of things that really make people crazy when they're stuck in a bus together?
I got this one. Okay. Well, the open mouth smacking of the food, the chewing like a horse. That one gets the first week of tour. It doesn't bother me. Now that we're almost 3 months in, I hear everyone chewing, even in my sleep. That one, and then what else is there? Lately I've been encouraging everyone to cover their mouths when they cough. I'm like den mom, apparently.
That's a big thing for you now.
I have 3 kids.
Yeah, and then our tour manager, he likes to put his stuff all over the bus, just scattered, so you can see Jesse walking around all day just picking up after him. But it's endearing in a way.
Yeah.
Always remember, kids on the tour bus, cough into the sleeve. Cough into the sleeve.
That's right, elbow.
And change your clothes.
This is what's going on out here. It's not drugs and alcohol. It's here's how you cough on each other, and here's how you not. Burnout is doing great for you guys. Tell me the reactions now that it's been out for a while that you're getting back. What's the feedback you get from people?
So far, so good. I mean, for us, we wanted to make a record that we believed in wholeheartedly, every track, and then as far as radio and singles and stuff, we just kind of throw them out there and just hope that people are receptive. I mean, every song means something special to us, so the fact that people are, you know, relating to Novocaine, relating to Burnout, things like that, it's a big world and there's a lot of people in it, but there's only so many feelings, you know, so we figured out that people share so many of these universal feelings, so it's nice when they can relate and they you know, find an attachment to the song.
Novocaine has really, it's been part of the renaissance of 10 years, I think. The song is great, but there are plenty of great songs that sometimes just don't catch on with people. What do you suppose it is about this tune that has caused a reaction for people to love it so much?
Well, I mean, we have a great team with Mascot Label Group. Those guys are, you know, it's a new home for us, and they're really working hard. And it's like we're very unified in getting the message out. And then beyond that, the lyric of the song is so, I think it's just so relatable because, you know, everyone experiences the numbing of life. And, you know, I mean, we have friends that tell us every day, you know, you're so lucky to be out doing what you do. I'm stuck in this cubicle, you know, and we hear that. And I think it's just one of those relatable subjects. And interestingly, I mean, Jesse came up with the idea for that because he was experiencing some writer's block, and he was sitting at his same desk that he always works at. And he was like, I'm going numb. And that thought actually is what turned into the song. So
the follow-up, and I mean this is a serious question, it's not snarky, have you guys gotten any particular reaction from dentists or people who work with dentists and Novocaine?
So far, no.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
That's a little sad though, isn't it? We should.
Well, you know, I'm actually kind of surprised about it. You know, I would think if you're a dentist or a dental hygienist, you're sitting there in the office and you're thinking, well, the rock people don't do anything specifically for us. You never know.
They have given us crap about the spelling because we use an A instead of an O, but it's because it's a play on words.
Yeah.
Stupid internet.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, you spelled that wrong.
Like, we know. We did it on purpose.
Yep.
Tell me about cover songs. Tell me about favorite cover songs you like. Tell me about songs you've covered through your lives as musicians. Tell me about things you'd like to do as a band.
This is actually the first time in the band's career that we've even attempted, I think, a cover song, and we did a couple of B-sides on the record. One was Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana, which we've been doing live and gets a really good response. And we also did a cover of Losing My Religion by REM because I kind of thought it had a beautiful dark undertone that would work well with Jesse's voice, but it's an interesting thing for us to do. We never really tackled it.
What happens when you do a cover song, and even if it's going to be a B-side or something, you want to put it out? Who needs to call who? What kind of permissions do you need? That sort of thing.
I have no idea, actually. I was
That's why you
wondering
got
the same
managers.
thing. I know. I actually was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, if you know, let us know. 'Cause
That's how easy the music industry goes sometimes. I don't know.
I don't know.
we should know, huh?
Yeah, probably.
10 years have been my guests here at Rock on the Range. What comes up the next year and a half for you?
Touring. So we'll be basically living on a bus with each other's loud chewing and everything for the next, probably a year and a half. So we're not one of those bands that creates while we're on the road. We'd rather just focus on the road, do the shows, and then come home, decompress a little bit, and then get into writing. So we haven't really thought much about the next record, but I know that once it's time to go green light on that, then we're going to dive in. But for now, just living on that bus and hoping that people continue to enjoy the record and get into the songs.
Well, you know what? As I said earlier, it seems like a renaissance for you guys, and I'm very, very happy for you because I know how hard you have worked, and I'm just glad to see it, and welcome back.
Thank you, Lou.
Great to see you again. Always a pleasure. 10 years on the world-famous hard drive.